Hope you guys having a good morning, even though whichever one fits shit like that. Today we're going to look at the number one Twitch on Europe West, because he tends to go AD sometimes and he tends to go AP some other times. So I'll try and give some insight here as to why, because this is actually me. So before we begin, first thing I want to say, I have 4K subs, so please subscribe if you're interested. I will be releasing a long and detailed Twitch guide, include having most of the things that I think is important as concise as possible. And also if you're interested in coaching, then you have the information below in the comment section, etc. So yeah, let's get started. Because a lot of people will ask me, like, when do you go AP, when do you go AD? And obviously one thing I want to first clarify here is that I'm playing with Yumi, right? So I have some more power. And I feel like AP maybe lacks some of that if played by yourself, but it's still fine. You just need to like respect your spikes a lot more. Whereas Yumi will give you some more space. And another thing we're going to do here is go into one game and just look at a lane quickly where I end up throwing the game completely on another account. We're doing the same thing, but first we'll address this here. So first off, starting here, you can see I'm going AP versus this. They have a Rel, right? Rel instantly almost makes me want to go AP. It makes the lane a lot more relaxed. AD, it feels like you have to play the game more, whereas AP is way more chill. You don't have to like contest as much as you would have to do on AD. Also, low mobility champions, right, is where AP is very good. Irelia is actually in the in-between. As long as she does some minions to dash and stuff, new spacer, it's completely fine. And there's a huge misconception, I feel, in terms of how to play AP, because you're meant to play like a mage with like a short burst window at times, depending, right? Throwing a W and then just spacing, pressing your E. So like you're looking for sometimes like longer fights, maybe take a short trade, like later in the game and then come back in or just play out slow, right? You don't want to like instantly commit sometimes. But anyways, continuing. So when you have a pan like this, yeah, that's an easy decision to go AP. Of course, I could go AD here too, but I think AP is very solid. Continuing down, we have another game here with the Galio, Saya, and these champions here. Also, you could go AD and AP here, but again, like I feel like you're way more pressured into Saya to like be more aggressive as AD, whereas if you're playing AP, you can just chill a lot more, right? Because with AD, you have to commit a lot more to kill them, and Saya will of course just ulti sometimes, and then you're playing around your ult CDs, and you have to like really like push to the limit if you want like snowball to the extreme that I'm doing here, right? But then you come to something like Nami, Jinx, and then it's like, yeah, you can just go with this. Akali is of course a champion AP's bad into, but it's still non-playable, but she has a lot of dashes, so it's not that good, right? Braum is another champion where AP could be good, and both AP and AD is fine here. I opted for AD, and I feel one thing that has to be said is that Braum is actually kind of fake, I feel. He feels very, it's like more mental block as opposed to like actually like blocking you. So if you can just like maintain your chill, like Braum will usually reward you because he's by nature like a very like neutral champion, right? Whereas if they had like a Leona Blitzcrank here, I would be way down in CS, right? But even though Tristana can of course jump in, so it becomes a way more aggressive comp. But if they pick something like Jinx or something, then they can't really do much. You just like get the farm for free. And the way to put Twitch behind is to be ahead in CS. So Braum is actually not so OP as you would think. Continuing here, they're well again with the Jinx, but this one I think you can also go both. I would feel maybe a bit more comfortable being AP here, but we had a Shaco and I assumed he would go AP and with Silas. Like I didn't really feel like going more AP here. And Jinx is usually kind of free when you're playing AD, even if they realize something, so I didn't really see that as a problem. Here, Alistar's like an instant default into AP, just makes the lane way more like chill again. Panther and Yasuo, right? All champions that good going AP into. Continuing down here. And this one is actually like one of the hardest matchups, or not hardest, but like one of the matchups that's like hardest to capitalize on, even if you had this AP, I feel is Lulu Twitch. I mean Lulu Vayne. Like you can pair Lulu with any other champion and it'll fail like a lot easier to play versus, but when they have Vayne, like even if you have Nash's Tooth and they're like behind an item, like you have to still respect them. So like I feel like AP Twitch into Vayne Lulu is, you really have to respect them. You can't just run them down as you could with like if there was a Lulu Jinx or something. So like I've played against this matchup multiple times. I know this for a fact before, but like of course we look at our composition here. We have Zed Talon. I figured, wait, sorry, yeah, Zed Talon. So I was like, yeah, I'll just go AP here. But I would snowball a lot harder here going AD. I did win this lane, but it's just my entire team ran it down. Right. Instead, did play well. I mean, he got kills, but he wasn't really playing well. But like overall, like these are all games I could have won, but just in terms of like min-maxing. Again, here I could also go AD, but they pick a Vi here, right? And Vi is no champion that kind of like Vel, where it's like, I instantly makes me want to play AP. Because I can just go Hourglass, Banshees or something, and just chill. Like, I don't have to full commit with my ult and then just get Vi ulted. I can play a lot slower, right? Like, I have a kill window in AD usually, and Vi will just nullify that. So by going AP, I kind of just go walk around that. Right? Continuing down here. Velko's quirky. The reason for AP here is actually kind of quirky. Again, like early game, but I think I could go AD here too. But like AP into quirky is way more chill. But Velkos can of course be like abused a lot more with AD. But I feel like if you get ahead, you're winning as AP here. Like winning as AP versus Velkos quirky is like way easier than winning as AD. But like still, it's not like a really big issue. They also have Shen and Garen, which also AP is kind of good against. Right. So we have like the kind of like main thing here, which is like low mobility champions and champions you just don't want to interact with. I don't want to interact with Knight and Lalu. I go AP, right? Again, my team ran it down here. I didn't get any kills until like 15 minutes or something here. Because my Wukong was just mad that I went AP. I told him like how to play him to win the game, but he like I threw this game though, could have definitely won that one. But I ended up throwing it and they all jumped to me. Like Nyla flashed to me with the ult, Vi ulted me, and Bess ulted me. So I mean, it is what it is, right? I wanted to go back and look at these, but I obviously can't because they were old. I should have done that earlier. This definitely would have been a game to look at that I think could have been good, the Nyla one. Because again, most of these games, yeah, I could carry. Like I could win these games, even if my entire team's running it out. This one here is another game where like I'm not even sure why I went AP here. I just wanted to chill. Like AP is just way more chill than AD. So like if I want to just chill, it's like usually like first game of the day or something. Then I'll be like, yeah, I'll just go AP, right? Or maybe I'm just in the mood. Fresh Draven again, like you don't have to interact with them. They pick a Malphite, instantly makes me want to go AP, right? Champions, I can nullify my ult. Or like my burst window in team fights. Those are the ones where I'm just like, yeah, I can just go AP here and it's way more chill. I feel less pressure. I don't have to worry too much. I can get Banshees and then do whatever, right? And that's kind of like the pattern all over here. Okay, again, Cillian. Kind of like uninteractive. I could go AP here, AD here though. But low mobility champions, Cillian, of course, annoying. Like I don't feel comfortable snowballing against Cillian as AD because he will just run away and revive. And again, like my short window is really hard to play around sometimes against Cillian. So then it's way more like it's kind of safer to win as AP. Even though I'm so bad at AP in comparison to AD, right? Like I lose so many games that I would 100% like if I made it to that stage of the game as AD, I would carry it. Right. Here again, Rakan, Samira, AP, right? Even if they have Akali, AP. Here, Malphite, Yasuo, AP, right? This here is kind of like a hard one. But it works out. Right here, AP. You can do whatever you want against these, to be honest. But we had a Vayne mid here and Bessa, I think. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just go AP because we have a Vayne mid. Right? But again, these are kind of like games where you could do whatever. But it'll be a lot more chill on AP. And like, it's not hard to kill Lulu Twitch with AP. I mean, Lulu Jinx is AP. So, I mean, this lane has just free in general. Again, it's going to be easier on AP though than it is AD. But obviously AD is more fun, right? And the general consensus I have is that AP is just not that bad. And hopefully here you just have kind of like some insight as to like why I would go AP and why I go AD. Both of it definitely fun though, but you just have to remember like I'm playing with the Yumi here. Another thing I just want to mention, like if you have a Yumi and you want to play like duo and you're interested in the coaching, I can do duo coaching. That's an option, right? So if you're interested in that, just let me know. Message in Discord, we can talk about it. And we can figure something out. The Yumi I'm playing with there hasn't played low Yumi, but still like 8%. I think I was close to 90, but then I was like one game from Masters with 85, 86% win rate or something, but then we ended up having these unlucky losses here. So it just kind of is what it is, right? But there's a lot of tricks and tips that you can learn That's going to make it a lot easier. Of course, like if you're not interested in coaching, you just want to know something, ask in the comment section. I'll answer it. Right. But this is like my general idea here. Like champions don't interact with, like champions like nullify like ult window and team fights and stuff like instantly with like targeted CC. Obvious, like way more like easy, like chill to play AP those games as opposed to AD. Of course, you don't want to like heavy team draft like full AP champs. Then that will not feel good. So if you are going AP, like you have to kind of like recognize them fast. Like if you see Malphite or like Bella, someone picked first, like early, like Bell Draven, and you're like first pick or something, and then be like, yo, I'm going AP here, like draft some AD. Right? Like it's gonna be completely fine to play AP against those champions. It's gonna be way more chill and like less interactive, which is like kind of enjoyable in those lanes because you don't want to interact with them because they're so strong, right? Right. Let's just jump into this game here. Oh, sorry. Let me get rid of the dancing bat. Didn't realize it was here. And this game here, I threw it really hard. Something I just want to show here though. Just to showcase one game. I talked about the pedal to the metal in one of my most recent videos, where I'm constantly pressuring them and doing things. And someone argued like gambling. And I will admit, some things are gambling. And here we can see I did a mistake, right? But in these cases situations here, when you find you in these situations, it's very often like you'll just flash and barrier or something, but that'll just end up being an instant loss. But however, look how we turn this around now. I turn around as soon as possible here. Use my potion. Serious news to us. Big mistake, right? Flashes that kill. And then, again, we're just doing things here. Don't have any information. But it's fine. Like, I don't mind this. She uses flash. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't use my flash here. I'm playing Flare. I'm like completely fine with this. I full well knew that that would probably happen. So I'd made that decision knowing that would be happening. Just like have a kill window layer now. And you can see I'm still like running them down, trading one for once. And I'm fine with this. I just want to get my early game spike. And that's about it. You can see again like pressuring here. Maokai comes even really nice. It's not like I needed this, but it's good, right? And now the lane is won. Like at this point I should be going 20-0. But I end up doing a mistake here. And it is one I will often do, especially if I play against challengers. I tend to underestimate a lot of people. And greed. Especially against the Estral or something, I'll poke them and prod them. But we'll get to that when we get there. Now we're just shoving in waves, trying to deny CS here, right, by going here. Like, this game is just, like, they can't do anything, right? Sari dies again. Gwen comes, I'm fine with this, though. We even end up killing her. And still, like, the game is just completely won at this point, right? All the way a bit. And here is actually when it goes south. Like, I'm level 5 now. I'm about to get level 6. Like, look at my aim lead. I'm so far ahead. And the thing that I do here is that I'm just basically skill checking them. Like, I'm doing something bad, right? Like, this is so in for me, but I'm checking, like, are they good enough to play this, right? And the answer in this case was yes. This is the same example as, like, you're playing against the Nautilus in bronze or gold or something, and you can open up from stealth, auto-attack him 2 or 3 times, and he won't instantly hook you and kill you. That's a skill check, right? Like, if you know he's good, you know he's going to hook you instantly. Like, if you do that in Challenger, like, the Nautilus is going to hook you and you're just going to die, right? I'm obviously doing something stupid here, right? And if I didn't do this, I would have been 20-0 this game. Because, well, I mean, everyone can look at this and be like, yeah, this is obvious, don't do this, right? But I'm basically just skill checking them. Because a lot of the time, like, they'll be a lot more, like, default to walk back. Like, of course, like, Yumi could have jumped out and auto-attack and we would have won this too, right? But that's not what I want to focus on here. The thing I want to focus on is just, like, not going through these kind of plays sometimes. Like, it is fine sometimes to get a lead or something. But in this case here, when you're so far ahead and you're, like, so close to your, like, next spike, like, I talk about kill windows a lot recently. Because it is something that comes up and I feel like needs to be focused on a lot more. And obviously, you have kill windows all the time. Sometimes, right? In the right matchups. But then it's also like about what is going to increase your chances of this working out, right? I'm level 5 here. Like, if I played level 6, like, the chance of this, like, working out it's going to be increased exponentially. If I don't take this minion damage, like increased exponentially, right? So that is just something to have in mind. I do encourage skill checking though, seeing if they're going to do things, try and see how they react. Like oftentimes they'll just run away or they won't know. Like a lot of times against Ezreal, I will do this. If I play against the challenger Ezreal and I do this and I'm ahead of something, suddenly they will just turn. Like they will just go on me Q, run me down, and I die. Right? But most Ezreals are just going to E away. And this is just something I need to work on. Like I don't mind this though, it's a good lesson. Like I do this repeatedly, right? But at the end of the day, the solution is simple. Just wait for 6. Even at this point here, the game is really lost. I just keep doing these like stupid limit tests. And there's obviously like other things some people could have done to like make this better. But at the end of the day, like taking full responsibility here, like for me, personally, I should just not do that. Right, so even if you're ahead and if you can kill the enemy, no matter how like easy it seems, sometimes you just want to chill and play for the next spike. Right? Or even not do it at all. And it might seem obvious, but sometimes it's not, right? So the overall lesson here I want to just show is just sometimes even if you're ahead, you want to wait a little bit. Just to like keep extending lead. Like again here, like they're going on me still, right? Like I'm fed. Like they should not be doing this right now. They should be running, right? In theory, like the right play for them is to run. So it's kind of like catch me off guard. We can see this here, right? And I entered this, right? But it's just me being like stupid and maybe slightly frustrated. I don't remember exactly. But like they shouldn't be doing this. But we're both bluffing. But then it's just about like who does it better. Like I'm taking damage on purpose. I'm playing like misplaying it to make it them like do something or see what they're gonna do. But then they like bluff me back, right? There's a lot of mind games here. Because in theory, they should just run. Right? Like, they're not going to win like a straight out, like all in right here. But even then, just waiting for that level 6. And generally speaking, just focus a lot on like kill windows. And when they are, if you can do them, focus on freezing the waves here. Now we'll see another thing that I'm going to do at this point. And then I'm going to end the video. And it's just about setting up the waves to be here where I am right now. Because, again, like, one of the ways you can deny the enemy is by doing these kind of freezes here, going stealth, and they'll just walk back. I'm not doing that here, though, because I just wanted to kill them, but obviously didn't work out. Here again, another... right? Like, I didn't expect her to just go ham here. Because I'm so, like, not, like... Some people will do this, some won't, right? In reality, like, you should just respect everyone equally, but I just don't. If someone does something bad, like they say do the early game or something, it will just kind of like make me relaxed. And if I don't pick myself up right now and I keep doing this, then obviously we're gonna lose, and that's what happened, right? But even at this point here, it's kind of salvageable. But then I get extremely frustrated with the Maokai because of what he does. Because at this point here, we can see what I'm doing. I'm going here. Sierra walks up. I go on her. And she dies, right? This is just another thing to do. And now, what happens that is bad is that this wave is going to crash out now, right? So it's going to push back out. So when I recall now, the wave would be here, right? You can see I'm already pinging this Maokai back, but he goes in, he pushes his wave, which makes it go to like the middle again, because he's resetting the entire thing, kind of. But these are another thing to keep in mind, like when you're playing these, looking for these kill windows, try and set up the waves like this, where it's going to push back out, freeze it back here, like as I had earlier, when I first initially died, and then go stealth and just try and stone them off. We can take a look at that moment one more time though, the first time where I died here, and just see how this all occurred. Right, so going back just a little bit more now, because maybe we can catch a little glimpse here of this. But this is actually an ideal situation to have. You hold the wave here, you don't let it crash, right? Because I want to kill them, kind of. Just trying to get the right window. And you can see they're running away, right? Do I have stealth here? So like what I probably should have done is gone stealth and they would have ran away now. There's no way they're staying. But I don't do that. Which is like the big mistake. But in situations like this, you should just like... Now the wave is too small again. So now you kind of need to wait for the next wave again. Right? But what I should have done a bit earlier than this is gone stealth. And they would have zoned out. or like gone away. But actively try to hold the waves here. Actively look for these resets. Even if you're ahead, like sometimes just wait for like the additional spike like level 6. Don't do this. But then you can also sometimes get back into the game by killing them coming back from lane, regardless if they're like slightly ahead. Right? And these are just some of the things that I've been doing repeatedly in these games to like achieve the win rate that I've got. Right? But again, it's important to not overestimate and do these kind of hints that I end up doing here. But that is just what it is. I'm gonna end the video here though, it's getting quite long. I wanted to upload an AP video and I just wanted to add some like actual gameplay to this game here. As opposed to just making an APAD video. If you watched all the way until the end here though, I appreciate it. I do feel like it became a bit like not very substanced, just random scenarios. But I'm just showing like some game here that's interesting. How I'm winning and then how I throw, right? I think that's a good part to learn from. I mean, this is obvious though when you look at it in hindsight. Like, obviously I should wait for 60. Or I could have done it differently. I would have killed them anyway. It's just the way that I played it, like trying to like school check them, bluff them. But then they just keep committing. And then by the time that like I'm trying to, okay, they're actually for real, then it's too late, right? But I'm just, the entire point here is just like show that there's a lot of mind games here at play, even though it might just seem like we're all attacking each other. But yeah, hope you guys continue to have a good morning, and shit like that. And yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. Peace.